Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to get underway into map number 1. It's Ancient. And I'm right in saying I think we've seen Ancient every single day so far, every single game. We're big fans of Ancient over here in the Asia division. Of course, this is a wings up pick because I'll be starting on the T side.
Beautiful stuff, yeah. I have a soft spot for Ancient. It was never my favorite map to coach, but it creates, let's say, entertaining Counter-Strike. It's thick, fast, the afterplants are crazy. And this round, potentially, could be another one of those. Score around that central pillar, decides to back off, flashbang effective. Lots of utility for this T side, and it's working out for the moment. They're going to try and take into this cave control. Score finds one, swiftly traded. Bomb yet to be planted, though. They need to get that down, and another spam through the smoke, and the man to keep your eye on, that's Kabul. Look at this flank. If he comes in behind unchecked, he could foil all of these afterplant positions.
Waiting in the Annihilation. Going to take first contact. Blitz coming in for support. With numbers dwindling for wings up and the HP too. This is getting uncomfortable. Great flash. Great find. A double kill. No, not it back. The trade coming through. Throw out to one man and running out of ammo. Thankfully, Blitz there to bail out. As the defuse will come through. It got a little bit more contested than it probably should have been with that dink on towards Techno, but we're all good. Defuse coming through. IHC. First round on the board for them. 3 remaining alive. Not too shabby.
Fairly clean stuff. Didn't have the kits, had to go pretty quick on our retake. And overall, made it look just fine. But I think it was a pretty lucky spam there in the mix from Techno, by the look of it through the short smoke on the right hand side. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's Ancient. That's what we're talking about with the randomness. And Wings Up have said we came close. No cigar. We're gonna buy into this one. 3 Galils. Bit of utility in the mix. Not a great deal, though, so we'll have to take this contact heavy. We have to do something explosive, aggressive, and not lean on the defaults. And here's the call. It's just that. 1 towards B. That's Child King selling some presence, and it's 4A instead. Kabul is in defense. He might soon be under a lot of pressure as they come through the smoke.
You heard it. Child King. Sound cue made off the back of the tap, and an 8 to come through. We'll go the other way, though. Child King will fall back. I think, off the back of a bomb plant, full buy is probably the right one. We always say as well. Who cares on a pistol round? The second round is what matters most. Cabal holding it towards back flat. Great flash, but it'll actually catch him as well. Thankfully, Annihilation to step up for a double. Cabal as well, waiting his chance. He pops a flash, but he won't peek. Bomb dropped, and surely, from this position, this situation is round done. Great swing. One spot into the back right corner. The scout to land. Damage is all he'll find.
Wow, this could be an ace.
Give it to him.
Could be an ace. Come on, Annihilation. You're low HP. He's a little bit averse, I guess, to fighting, but give the fans all they want. We want to see this. Peek, 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 peek. Oh, no. Oh, I'm actually devastated, but overall, still a perfect hold. Just stalled up or wings out. Not sure if it was counter utility or maybe they weren't explosive enough on their own flashes. Maybe they didn't even have the flashes to go out aggressively. Maybe that was the real crux and the downfall of that one. But you just see they just got absolutely blended as they tried to get out of the A main by that crossfire from the CTs. So maybe next time should think about a few more flashes. Nevertheless, Annihilation couldn't really have done anything more there. Perfect hold, and IHC keeping so many numbers alive. Economically, that is perfect for them. Perfect start here on Ancient.
Yeah, they've got absolutely no complaints right now. I mean, Annihilation, may I say, once again taking that forward position. At mid control. You look over towards Wings Up now with this low buy and really so little to work with. A bomb plant would be such a saving grace in these sort of rounds, but even getting close to a site's going to be difficult. So much map control in the control of IHC. Wings Up, they've got no real idea. Wrapping back over towards B, but there's 2, now 3 players there to meet them. And the CT's having got a lot of utility to work with.
Real question here is, will IHC overextend? Will they make a mistake and allow frags? That is... Okay, what happened there? Was that a collateral headshot for his teammate? It was just some entertainment. And honestly, 3 kills found. Bomb plant is set to come in. Gas is so low that, I mean, it would take a miracle from here. But 3 kills at a bomb plant, given, what was that? 1 deagle and 1 P50-50, about 1,000 invested. That is quids in. That is amazing efficiency.
Yeah, they're more than happy with that. A bomb plant is enough. The fact they got 3 kills is a sort of cherry on top. No complaints. It's all Wings Up. Granted, they are 3 rounds down, but they'll be more than happy with how that one panned out. And of course, the ability to pick up an AWP if they want to. Will they wield it? We'll have to wait and see. No, they're just going to go for the quintuple rifles. So 5 AKs coming out. IHC, they themselves, no AWP in play just yet. But of course, it's in a technical, not even a bonus round, technically speaking, because they lost 3 players, but they're not going to invest into that all, just going to stick with the rifles themselves. So no team opting for it right now. 3-0 up, wings up. This has to be a conversion. They have to find some success in, not just a bomb plant and a couple of kills. They need to find a first round.
A little bit surprised by the lack of an AWP in play, but with 5 here from wings up, surely plan is to explode. Techno fumbling nades, get that smoke down just in time, and actually they're still going to commit behind this. The kill on Annihilation is enough to lure them in, but straight into the hand of Techno. No. How does he not find that 3rd kill? That was shocking on that front. Bomb is dropped. Nade could also finish off flying. Doesn't quite ricochet back far enough. 2v2 situation as Blitz swings wide. Bingo finds another, and Blitz is left alone. Kits are on the ground. But how does he isolate these duels? He had a brilliant performance at the Asian RMR to spur his team on towards Rio. But there's no signs of that in this round. Bingo is going to end it. It was scrappy, it was aggressive, but that's wings up on the board.
Yeah, in the chaos as well, that's really where wings up seems to find their favor. I think Techno gets so unfortunate. He finds the first 2 great. This pistol under the duck, he can't find flying. Great reactions on flying, to be fair to him, but Techno, when he looks back at that one, or even the moment, he'll be kicking himself not to have confirmed that 3rd kill. He's actually had some pretty damning implications later on. First round collected, IHC, bit of a wake-up call, especially economically. They've got a really rough, weird buy. Oh, pop shot. Ooh. And we'll find a kill, but he does get a dink on the way out. Yeah,
Blitz really thought he had that on as the player was running back, but land there just about readjust in time. It punishes him for that overzealous play. And now IHC have got some difficult decisions to make. Your man down very, very early. You're not, in possession of a great deal of information because wings up, it's still in the very early stages of their defaults. And look at this. I don't blame them. Heavy stack on towards A, giving up this B bomb site. They have to take a risk. And this is the one they've gone for. And given where this bomb is at the moment, well, you can't blame them for making this choice. But this is going to be a dry run B here for wings up.
Kind of has to be. Very slow right now. It's quiet. And in comes the USO. They're making the commit. I think even for IHC, there's even a world in which they might call for an early save. I think they are. Yeah, they've called it. Got nothing to do with this. I don't really blame them. They've got no long-term economy to work with. And even the buy isn't exactly fantastic either. Side taken. Bomb will go down. IHC want nothing. They want to go anywhere near it. Not even play for exits as well. They're more than happy just to allow wings up to survive with 5 alive and take a round.
Feels like the right call. It might look a little bit silly to not try and at least fight for the round, but this is how high-end Counter-Strike is played. I actually don't have a lot of loss bonus because they won that pistol and streaked rounds together.
Of course.
So why risk all the guns now? You'd be on such a low eco in the following. Save these guns. Get full utility. Blitz was only on a CZ here anyway. You're buying the next is going to be a better one than you already have posted up in this round. So playing the long game is IHC, perhaps showing a little bit of that. The word is kind of influence from maybe playing more international teams.
Yeah.
It comes right into their economy just here.
Well, for Blitz, I'm assuming it'll probably be a bit of a nothing buy, potentially getting dropped over like a pistol if someone else has an upgraded one to work with. But for him and for the rest of the IHC side, it's just sticking around that 2K mark in terms of money. If they want any sort of buy towards the next with the slight loss bonus that's building up, they can't afford to invest at all. So just a smoke for him to work with. It's pretty unfortunate. I'm assuming he'll essentially just play as cannon fodder, take a fight, get information, but amount to not really too much. Mid-control is taken, Annihilation pop shot, information spotted. No kill found just yet. To try and deny that presence over towards the 8th site, it actually has sort of scared wings up away a little bit.
Pretty stunned they actually have saved this round.
Because you've gone for the force, if you were the coach.
Yeah, it's just... That's kind of half the plan of how they positioned in the last round was you're going to save these guns and go again. So I think a lot of teams would have forced here. Certainly if you can keep the rifles alive, you'll have a very good buy in the next, but you have in a sense offered up a round a tiny bit on the platter here where you just don't have the nades now to fight back. Maybe they can still win it with their investment, but yeah, I think a lot of teams, especially top European teams, would have forced in this scenario.
Okay, well, we'll see if it comes back to bite. IHC, Chalking taking contact, it seems. Flash will come through. We'll catch the first. Silver Tad, and he gets dropped by Techno, looking for doubles. They can't quite find the trade unable to deliver as well. Blitz and score following suit, and maybe the round if in jeopardy. As Cabal can only net himself one. I think for the AWP, it's a similar call towards the last. A save. It won't be giving it gas. Other ideas. Great round for Wings Up. Great composure. 3 collected. And 3 stay alive.
Looking good. Really favoring these big explosions just up the ramp. Seems to be isolating good fights. Great entrance by Flying. He's so far ahead of his teammates, actually. If he loses that duel, they're in a world of pain. Flying Wings out. New man on the block. Man we didn't see at Melbourne. That was Martin.
Yes, yeah.
At the time, competing for them. So, seen a few changes over the last couple months. And of course, as we prefaced a lot in the pre-game, Wings Up, and not the favourites going into this game. They haven't shown the same form that we potentially expect from this team thus far in the playoffs. But this would be a great time to start. And since the guns have come out, Wings Up have been pretty comfortable in this ancient game.
They have looked alright. Looking a lot more, well, in control than how things started off. I thought there was potentially a world in which, the way you put it in terms of that streaky nature of IHC, I thought that could really get out of hand. But no, good on them. They've kind of gained back a lot of that control there. Well, forcing IHC to kind of double guess themselves. And even when the CT started taking a lot of map control, which they're pretty good at so far, it's not been that effective. That's where we stand right now, 3-3. All tied square. It's a very important round, especially if you're IHC. You need to break the cycle a little bit. If they lose this one, their economy shattered and Wings Up start to pull away on the T side.
Here we go again. He's going to be B. It's been the port of call. It's been great success at previous time. Annihilation this time. Finds a great window to swing out before the flashes have popped. Bit of a spam through the smoke, but his teammate falls by the wayside and bomb site control is given over. The bomb may be planted, but how do you position in this afterplan? Wings Up say we have to get cave control, and they lose 2 men to make that a reality. Now they're at a deficit. It might be no kits for the CD side, but with the numbers, surely they feel like the advantage. Land taken down to 9 HP. Just a whisper. Just the sliver of damage, and he's going to hit the deck. Bullets rattling around him. Casting a silhouette on the wall, and Land says he wants nothing to do with this afterplant. One of these guys needs to just get on the bomb, because Land's saying this is too much to deal with, and a clean retake in the end for the IHC squad.
Get a little bit close though, isn't it? Oh my.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. IHC have lost it. No.
Oh my god.
I thought it was close, but boys, come on, fellas. What is that? Of course, you know, Land just showing a little bit of presence. They know he's still touching towards cave, but oh, I'm baffled. Alan, probably through the thought process.
It's a clear-cut communication mistake. When you've got 3 players alive, there's only 2 places he could come from. One person sticks, one person holds ramp, one holds the cave, and it's an unlosable round. It's just that simple. Somebody needed to be screaming at them to get on the bomb, and wow. That's a mistake a team of IHC's experience, a team that's played majors and been through the ringer in that respect, shouldn't be making. Christ, Lan will be laughing. Lan will be absolutely laughing when that bomb went off and he won the round. He was planning to save. That's ridiculous.
And look how IHC fare up now. 2 deagles. All that's left for them to work with. They are deflated, defeated, and my god. I think, as you mentioned, Lan, at the end of that round, just loving life in the TeamSpeak server, because my god, how have they walked away with that 4th? And on top of it as well, it had some pretty big implications. IHC now have got no money, of course, into this round. They've lost it. Wings up to 5, and the T side are seriously starting to pull away now. This was a really, really bad sort of capitulation from IHC. My god. One slight mistake. I mean, it's a pretty big mistake, to be perfectly honest, but one mistake has been so costly. And on top of it as well, 2 people died in the bomb radius, which doesn't exactly help either.
It's also from a mental game perspective. It has to weigh on them. You lose a situation like that, especially if you're not somebody involved. How can you not feel angered that you've done a lot of work to make that round in a massive advantage, and your teammates have thrown it away just because they haven't communicated properly. So IHC need to keep that in check. They need to focus on this one round at a time and not get flustered. That's the real risk here. Another B hit. Wings up. They love this B bomb, so they're coming time and time again. There might be 3 here in defense, but Annihilation's going to go down immediately. Score tucked into the ninja position. Next Techno's going to pivot out. First kill found. Child King there for the trade. Bomb soon to be planted. And Score somehow is still in this cubby unchecked. Bomb is going to go down. But Score's a real thorn in their side at the moment. They're so scared of him.
Child King holding, peeking. Popped through the smoke. Might be a bit of a problem, but this post bot looking relatively strong. As long as Child King can deliver one here and fall away, should be okay. And I'll do exactly that. Not going to double in for seconds as well. Use of the smoke, but Blitz hightailing it out of dodge. Another round for Wings Up. Off the back of a very successful B hit. I mean, as you said, they've looked so strong on those B hits. And IHC, there may be a sort of a bit of a mental game starting to be played here where for them, they're going to start asking themselves, when do we start maybe showing a little bit more presence over towards B, a little bit more favor on that side? Great round, 6-3, and the T side are already putting up what in my books I would deem to be a very strong T side. Ancient, statistically speaking, the most CT-sided map in the pool. And Wings Up are making this look like a walk in the park. And when you compare as well to when we saw them playing as Rare Atom, when they seriously struggled both on their CT and T side to get consistency, consecutive rounds on the board, this is a completely different Wings Up, a completely different showing from a side who we said we know what their skills, their skill ceiling is like and how high it can be, but we haven't seen it yet. Now we're starting to do a little bit.
It was being a frisky in mid. Fast mid take from the T side when they knew it was a low investment. Gas is taken low as well. He's in towards the elbow and tucked in the corner. Score, counter smoke down, seeking out more duels. And Wings Up need to be so careful. These rounds, we've seen it so many times in this playoffs. You're winning the gun round, you're making it look easy, and you drop the ball up against a lower investment, and suddenly you give your opponents a window that should never have existed back into this game. Default's going to slow down as they start to consolidate. Doesn't look like that weapon has been retrieved by the IHC squad, so at least that's a little bit of a win. But there's a lot of work here to get forward towards a bomb zone without losing more numbers.
Annihilation's got a pretty good position. The Deagle, though, only got 40 points of HP. And the AWP just block him off. So easy, effective. Numbers brought level. And this janky buy of IHC being put under the test now. Under the microscope as they fly in towards an A site. 5-7 step of Cabal, lovely. Need to be replicated as well. He'll find another one. Gas walks straight into the HE. Somehow they're making this work as Blitz will come in for more. Dink will go into a Shalkin, low on HP, and he makes it a double of his own. Stepping up and land as well with the scope. Leaves Techno all alone.
Ooh, that was close to being a connection. Problem is, how does he recover a weapon? There's no kits on the ground. Child King's dancing with the devil, repositioning. Wow. That felt like a little bit too much to me, but they get away with it. Crikey, what a round for Wings Up. Roller coaster. So close to losing it as they're advancing on towards A. But Child King saved them. He absolutely saved them. Dug them out of a colossal hole. And that's them up to 7. That's 7 on the trot now for Wings Up. 7 on the trot. We've seen some pretty major mistakes from IHC. And as you mentioned, there needs to be an adjustment on towards B. It's been almost a carbon copy round on these gun rounds from Wings Up. Yeah. Go B, go there aggressively, pop in behind some flashes, and just go in behind it. It's not the case in this round, but even so, IHC have to be wary of that moving forwards in this half.
I mean, see, not in a rude sense, I guess you can put it to Wings Up, but their T-set rounds are very simple. And I think IHC know they are. They just can't really seem to figure out how to counter them. And on the other sense as well, I don't think they're winning up the duels in the way that they should be. Of course, not a great start once again. Cabal will drop out, and he's in a slow start to the game, and this is already starting to be slightly on the more problematic side. Techno holding. Scoring for support as well. Just about avoiding. I mean, this is the close, fine margins. A minute on the clock, and it all goes quiet.
Check out the minimap. Absolute bisection here of the CT defense. They're split in two. Annihilation's prodding and probing. Out from Donut. He's just trying to find any information. He hears a noise now in towards the red room. Can he find a kill? Indeed he will. Get swiftly traded. And Blitz actually manages to sneak round. Look at IHC. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what's going on. A call there came in that has got to be A. They give up all this ground, and now Techno's in a bad spot. Right towards the back lanes. That was the window for Lance convert. Second time of asking makes it happen. Blitz is going to show himself. 30 seconds remaining. Actually, the bomb's going to get dropped, so a little bit of jeopardy inserted, but look at Gas. He's ever present. He's on the flank. He lurked through mid, and Blitz is trying to force a one-on-one duel. He's going to find it. 46 HP. Bomb is dropped in front of Caper. Blitz has no idea. He's going to be wary of every single position. But Gas is in the same boat. Could be towards Cave. Could be in these back lanes. And time is dwindling. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. He's got to stick it. He's behind the pillar. So at least a shred of cover. But he has no idea where Blitz is. And what a clutch that was when IHC needed it most. They pull out an incredibly unlikely round to make it up to 4.
My God, he steps up. As you said, they needed someone. Someone just had to pull this side tooth and nail to a bit of success, and thankfully, it's Blitz. I mean, again, a little bit of inconsistency from him, as it is the story of IHC in the entirety of Ancient thus far, but my God, they needed that. Potentially, hopefully, a bit of a confidence booster as well to find a little bit of success on towards the CT side. It's not been convincing. It's not been great, and there's very little you can look on and say in a more positive note over towards this CT side, who, you know, this is one of the best sides in this region, but it hasn't looked it so far. Now, hopefully maybe something comes to break. Techno taking face as well. Molotov will come through. He's tucked in towards Cubby, but it's a tough one to get out of. Smoke will come through, and he drops a nade off the back of it. That could do a serious amount of damage. Playing anti perfectly. Will be caught by the second. And he falls away towards the smoke. He's still alive. Score will step up. Techno as well comes alive. Out of the smoke. Like ships in the night, they go past each other. But he's still managing to find success. And alongside Cabal, this is a much better side.
Was that a jumping kill? Looked like it to me. Bingo left alone 1-on-2. Bomb is in his hands, and he's got so much time here. There's no reason to immediately commit on towards B. And he's going to go for A instead. Annihilation trying to cut him off from the red room. Gets a little bit of a noise cue, I suspect. Certainly will now the Molotov's being dropped. So Bingo can plant. Giving a little bit about an after plant, but Annihilation is up close. Doesn't want to make that scope sound initially. And he's going to slowly creep through the angles. Bingo just crouched down, posted. Shot rounders off. Doesn't connect, but HP is so low. 1 bullet's all the required on this AWP. But how does he find the fight? Trying to bait out a shot. That was a great chance. 1 more bullet will do it for Bingo. That's all that was required. It was a great try by Annihilation. Orb didn't feel like the weapon for the moment. And Wings Up make a meal of it. But it doesn't matter. It's 8 rounds on the T side of Ancient. They couldn't be happier.
When you get into a point of no scoping around corners and hoping the bullets bend round, that's when I think you're getting pretty out there. You're a bit far-fetched, and you're going to take that round. Credit, actually, to be fair, over towards the T side. Bingo stepping up when he needed to. In a bit of a clutch situation, a great mid-round call to adjust back over towards the A side. Molotov comes to the right place. He smokes off Donuts. We have security there. All looking good as Cabal posts up with a 5-7. And that's the range. Sometimes it can be deadly. Not to be flying. The new boy on the block steps up. Great shots.
Annihilation next to be faced. Gets 1 chance to rattle off a shot. But it's not going to be a connection. 5 alive still for Wings Up. Going to be a clean round. The cleanest round for quite a while. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter in their books. We're so close towards the end of the half. They're going to have buys here. It doesn't matter anymore. Wings Up are up to 9. And this half already just feels like survival for IHC. Just try and at least get a few more on the board to make this a tad easier on the eyes going to second. Give yourself a sliver of breathing room that maybe you can build on pistol. But I don't know. IHC won the pistol in this half. They got up to 3 rounds. It's been 8-1 since then. Set to be 9. Wings Up truly haven't put a major foot wrong in this T side. It's been absolutely brilliant.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from them, really am. I mean, it's just been some fantastic work from Wings Up. And actually, you know, I like to use that previous example that we saw a few days ago against Rare Atom. When you consider that IHC very comfortably dismantled Rare Atom, the fact that Wings Up are now in a kind of a new lease of life, it seems, on Ancient, which Rare Atom dismantled them on, you get to question that maybe actually, you know, them dropping in towards the lowers and them having this slightly inconsistent performances is a case of them being inconsistent in a bad note. And we know they can play better than they can. This is the Wings Up that we know and love. And, you know, we've sung their praises for quite a while maybe the performances haven't matched. And finally, we're starting to get kind of justification behind our such high praise of this Wings Up roster. 5-round lead and heading into the penultimate of the half. A real opportunity to find double digits, and to be honest, I'd be surprised if they don't.
Here's a response from IHC. All those B rounds, they've decided we have to get aggressive. We can't allow this space for free. Tekno's going to play up close. Chalking Molotov is going to force a reposition. Annihilation swings to help out his teammate. Results in a 1-for-1 trade. IHC shouldn't be too disparaged. They got a lot of map control out of this. But how do they use this? How do they get the information? How do they make this read that A is really the point of contention? They got 2 here for the moment, but with the info at their disposal, there's a potential to be a whole lot more. Flying finds the first Kabul, peaks, and I'm sorry, IHC, I think you need to say 4-on-2 is on the cards at the moment. Bomb's going to get planted, donut control taken. It's going to be 10 for the Wings Up squad.
What a T-side. Really, what a T-side. Wings Up continue to be so impressive. The reads that they have over IHC are phenomenal right now. The CD side, you called it. They've just got to save. There's just no chance of making anything work here. I think Score needs to be sort of careful. There's a world in which he can be called in rotation. They go hunting, rightfully so. They got plenty of money to work with. Bingo, sitting pretty on 10.8k. He's happy to just go and fly in and try and find himself a kill or two. Unfortunately for them, they go the wrong way. And I think both of these CT rifles should be saved. No problems asked, but Wings Up. I said they got a real good possibility of finding double digits. Look at it. 10-4, 6-round lead. IHC, this is a capitulation, a real crumble. Granted, I know it's Wings Up map pick, but IHC, you'd expect them to at least make it competitive.
We know IHC can play this map. We know they can play Ancient. We've seen it already. And that's what's so surprising about this is yes, it's Wings Up pick. Yes, they might have done some good preparation. Yes, they might have some good rounds to run into. But we expect IHC to at least be competitive. This hasn't been competitive. They won a single gun round in the entire half. That is simply not enough for a team of their caliber. And at the rate we're going to be on map 2 awfully soon. Wings Up again. Going to be time and time again. It looks almost silly the number of times they've been here, but you can't blame them. It's barely gone wrong.
Age on Monica. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Spam coming through. Chalking by the first. Tekno will step up, and the AWP as well delivers. Unfortunate not to find the collapse, but now actually they're being shut down a little bit. Annihilation just continues to be a problem as this AWP rains off Supreme, flying or fall, and bingo. Stuck in a corner, stuck in no man's land. At the half, it's 10-5. At the very least, Alan, they've clawed one back.
It feels a little bit better, but for so much of that half, they weren't even in the game. Only here did they have a single response to these B executes, and I still think it might be a little too late to claw themselves back into this one. Can they make a resurgence, flipping onto that terrorist side? It feels doubtful, but we'll have to wait and see after this break.
Second half underway. 10-5. It's a pretty demanding lead for Wings Up. IHC, safe to say they got their work cut out because it was not a great first half, and they could be going into their pick of Inferno at a pretty bad loss.
Feels that way. Wings Up, 4-man stack in towards mid as they look to throw something unorthodox in the mix on this pistol round. It's going to be the A hit from IHC. Bingo posted all the way back. Hopefully going to take some pot shots. Smoke to make it a little more tricky. Straight through the smoke. Not a great deal of resistance, but take a look at Lan. Early on the flank, Child King also is going to be coming in from A main. Lan shows himself, but even if they frag him, I don't think they're going to expect Child King to be here as well. Annihilation is looking this way. But Child King, snap. Absolute assassination. Head removed. And now 4-on-2. Smoke can go down on the bomb. A player can get on this. What on earth do Kabul and Score do? They can't even get out of Temple. They're penned in. They're praying for more, but it's not going to happen. Score finds some frags, but that bomb gets defused. And Wings Up, making it look easy here on Ancient. 11 rounds for them.
Yeah, honestly, in my mind, it already sort of feels like we're on that road to just Wings Up seeing this one off. Inferno comes up, and potentially even a world as well in which Inferno, because of how, deflated they look right now and how easy this defeat looks as well, they could struggle to kickstart things. Of course, it will be Wings Up starting on that CT side, and while it's statistically the most even side in terms of CT and T side, a lot of teams do prefer that CT. Wings Up, they could be setting themselves up for a lot of success here, but at the same time, potentially could be our first 3 mapper we see in maybe entirely the entire playoffs. So, I see. A lot of work to be done. Of course, bomb plant means they've got some money to work with. Galil's pulled out. Blitz just a deagle for him. But a fairly decent fall by on the Wings Up side too.
Bad smoke on towards Red Room. Kind of works to their advantage as Gas tries to face. That would draw them into this A bomb site. There were 2 in defense, but Lions had to pick up all that open territory in towards window, in towards the Red Room. Flying's the only real stalwart of defense on this A bomb site, and he's trying to back off. He's just got an MP9 to his name. A gargantuan task to hold on to this bomb site. Tucks himself into the brokey corner. But surely, even if he finds one, he's set to be cleared. Kabul, wise to his senses, clears that immediately. Clean entries, 3 kills. Okay, if there was any route back into this game, it had to come off a massive economic reset. And IC looks set to find that.
Child King, bingo. They're just keeping on what they've got. It's better than nothing. Having an M4 and a FAMAS in towards the next is not too shabby, I guess. Does mean for IHC, though, they're starting at the very least to open the doors to a conversation. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. There's a lot of work to be done to prove. But hey, not bad. Child King, you can take a fight on the way out. It's, well, at the very least, it's something to work with. Just trying to see if he can find himself in towards a consolation kill. Not to be what we faced. All 5 men alive for IHC as they collect themselves to a 6. So hey, starting to at least chip that deficit away just a tad for Wings Up. I still think they're probably feeling relatively confident. The buy won't be as much in towards this one, but for the most part.
Gonna have to invest back. There's no loss bonus. There's no point saving. The Eagles in the mix. Child King on that M4 is, of course, the man we'll be looking towards the most. He was brilliant. Back in Melbourne. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Perhaps hasn't had the platform to showcase so far in playoffs, but given the way Wings Up are playing at the moment on this ancient first map of the series, surely he's going to get a lot of opportunities further. Kabul's taking a lot of damage, but he's finding the frags. Needs to be a little bit careful to stay alive. Annihilation's in that boat as well. Looking towards now the high HP players to scale up a lot of the ground and keep this one clean. But thus far, on the whole, 5 alive. Just need to group up and keep this simple.
Should be right. Again, on the other side, it's about Child King. Just keep that M4. Keep it in play. T side. Looking over towards B. Bomb looks like it wants to commit that way. Would be the right decision as well. It's only Child King there to meet them. Pretty spaced out. Bingo looking for information. Won't find too much. Time is ticking to a degree. 50 seconds left to work with. They haven't committed yet. Might drop one in towards mid. They will. Trade will come through. Potentially a second as well as Bingo thankfully just falls away.
It's only Child King. It's only Child King. So much work to be done. And he falls at the first hurdle. Bingo should just save this. Famas, there's no way of pulling this round off. Bomb gets planted. And he's in dangerous territory. He's in the danger zone. He needs to get out of here. Not like he's wielding the top gun. Needs to back out and keep this one alive because it's all we're going to have going into the following. I'm amazed he's sticking around for this long. I guess he just wants to find a frag, maybe retrieve a better rifle. And actually, oh, if he... Oh, no, he's got a kit. Oh, my lord.
No way.
No. They're not close. If he taps it, he's on it.
Do it. He's got to get on now. Come on, let's go. It's too late, isn't it? Surely.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
He would have won that. Oh,
my God, that was close.
The funny thing is, IHC won't even know the size of the bullet they've just dodged. They won't even be aware.
My God. That's another round which nearly by the finest of margins, Wings Up clawed in their favor because of an IHC mistake. I thought it actually should have been the case. He should have gone on it just a little bit earlier, but he didn't know. IHC, I don't think they knew either. My God, that was close. But a 4-round deficit, it doesn't look too bad in the grand scheme. IHC, though, they are so fortunate to be in this situation and not be down by 5. Wings Up for them, money low, only a deagle to work with, and bingo, he's the only one wielding it. I can't really expect too much.
Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. I mean, in essence, it was a good effort. Someone just needed to tell him to get on that pop if he was going to do it. Wow. Christ. That should have been. I'm genuinely devastated. This one's a heavy eco blitzes. Having a field day in mid, 4 alive, bit of cash in the bank. First time that's been the case for IHC in this entire map so far. And you know what? In an essence, in some sense, they're starting to make a game of it. This next go around will do a lot to set the tone. If Wings Up can just win it, keep it clean, they're on the CD side. They should cruise to victory. But, you know, IHC is still in this. They just need to make the most of these first few gun rounds before Wings Up really get economy, really get all the kits in play, all the nades, because this is their best chance to win against the guns.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, this is the real kind of full test. This is where we get to see how IHC actually fare up, especially considering there's an AWP in play. Also coming through. Chalky will avoid it. I haven't heard this as well. With Gas stepping up on towards Blitz. This is more of this tempo that we expected from Wings Up. Numbers taken in their favor. Smoke to come through as well, and a double stacking towards Jaguar with a lot of that presence. Techno, he wants nothing to do with it, just falling away.
Feeling good so far. Wings Up committing to this double Jaguar setup. Of course, they're going to cede a lot of ground on the side, but it's all in hopes of locking down this position. Annihilation snaps up that information and says, there's a bit of a gap here. I can capitalize. And he creeps his way forward. But you just have to look at the bomb to understand the situation. They've just got to find these kills, then go back and retrieve the bomb. There's a lot of tick boxes to be checked off to win this round. First kill is found, and actually, Child King is trapped in a rock and hard place, tries to fight out towards the lane side, and it's going to be his undoing. Wow, we find ourselves in a 2-on-2 situation. Land's going to peek, and Molotov does a lot of damage, and suddenly it's looking like IHC are at the advantage. Oh, 1 more second, and Kaboom might not around in that corner. 2-on-2 it's going to be, and without a kit and low HP, this is an advantage IHC.
Post plant. Aggressively set up as well, but I don't think Land's really got too good of a... well, I mean, too good of a chance, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's not exactly looking too pretty for him right now. Low HP. It's all relying on Gas finding success early doors. Cabal tucked. Swing. Won't find one. But an instant trade, and the bomb is planted as well for Annihilation. He's tempted, and Gas has won it. Great round from him. 2 kills in that retake and 3 overall. It was all down to Gas to find success. He does exactly that. Just enough time to find a defuse coming through as well. As Wings Up back in control. Fine margins. An expensive round, but they find it, and that's all that matters.
This is a big moment. IHC needs to stay very, very calm. They've kept the money so low. They kept it so low, and of course, by virtue of winning the round, Wings Up loss bonus is back in the doldrums. You got a great chance here to break this cash and close it up against Ecos. Maintaining economic pressure is really what T-side Counter-Strike is about. And this is a big moment. Some big calls to be made by this IHC squad. The way I like to kind of phrase a lot of those rough early halves, like we saw in this first half, is they're just about survival. You're just trying to stay in the game for this point when the cards are looking a little bit more in your favor. Work to be done by IHC, but at least now we can start to see a window of how it's possible.
Now things go a little bit quiet. The initial point of utility coming through. Bit of damage as well dealt with towards IHC, and it goes a little bit quiet on that western front for Blitz. Low HP, doesn't really want to take too much of a face. Same can kind of be said as well for Techno. He's just holding and waiting. I mean, he won't be given anything right now. Right, see, they're more than happy just to pump the brakes a little bit. So I say, land rotates in, Annihilation, good pick. Chalking, quick trade. Blitz will fall. There's a low HP guy out of but even still, it's getting uncomfortable. And a messy spray from Child King, or from Cabal, may I say, will be punished by a Child King. 3 versus 3 as a retake ensues.
Back lane's control is in for IHC. Of course, they've seeded this area towards Jaguar. More of a side defense now as the flash comes in. Techno, left eye peek, spots the barrel of Child King. And his henchmen are already moving the other way. No opportunity of a trade. Smoke comes in for long. More utility on gas. He can throw that on short. But it does nothing to cover off Cave. Nothing to push back this player in towards Ninja. And Gas needs to think about the long game here. Time to save. IHC indeed will break the economy. Wow, if they'd won even a few more of those massive, catastrophic throws in the first half, they might already be in the lead here. But nonetheless, it's been an incredibly scrappy game. Far from the best Counter-Strike they've played this year. But nonetheless, they're still actually in this map. And they're clawing it back.
Somehow, right? I mean, where we stand at the moment, it's looking like there's a world in which IC can still push this towards a map in their favor. I mean, I don't want to get too early doors about it or kind of too overconfident, but on the T side, they're looking a lot better. And not often you can say as well, both sides are looking stronger on their T and significantly weaker on the CT side, but as you rightfully brought up, T side is about controlling the economy, and that's exactly what we did. The CT side have been in a rough space, double spray down for Blitz. Will be traded out, potentially an AK scooped up as well. But he'll be dropped immediately. Same can be said for Lan as well, as Cabal makes it 2 of his own. He's bingo all alone. It's not long for the world, only one casualty for Wings Up. They're not going to complain about that one. 12-10. They've hit the double-digit mark in this game. Getting closer and closer by the second.
Money also starting to really rack up. Wings Up have a tough task to break this cash. Real tall order, especially if bomb plants repeatedly are coming in. Ball had a fairly easy time up against those eco-ing players. So here we go again. B default from IHC. Crucial round to follow. They've done a lot of work to claw this back. Reset round, of course, paid massive dividends. And look at this. Wings Up trying to change the pace, trying to get aggressive. It hasn't worked whatsoever. Annihilation's had a flawless T-side. He seems to always be posted on the right angle at the right time. And wow, this is very close to being an even game. 3 kills left to find and a huge advantage for IHC in this round.
And just as we were saying as well earlier about IHC looking deflated and potentially out of this game. All the Wings Up, same scenario for them. Flying will find one. Techno falling. That's information gained that there's a presence about to approach. Smokes will come through in towards front sight, allowing them a little bit of favor to cross, and that donut control is all the more important.
All eyes on score. All eyes on score. He's just cleared out B and calling as nobody's here. Needs to get this bomb over right now while score takes some deeper control. He's got a smoke actually in play. Good kill. Smoke off the back lanes. This is perfect. Wings Up should save. IHC are indeed going to make it up to 11. And Wings Up in the following. They might have a lot of loss bonus. They're going to have a very difficult buy decision in this following round as IHC, seemingly out of nowhere, seemingly off the back of a first half that was an absolute catastrophe once we actually got onto the gun rounds. I can't believe they're even in this game. It's quite incredible.
Oh, Cabal finding it even more expensive on exit as well. Will fall, but doesn't really matter. He's got plenty of economy to work with. If they drop flying, I mean, Economy's in tatters. He's spotted. He's tagged as well. And Blitz will finish him off.
Big kills.
Oh my god. This is really looking good now for IHC. What a crumble from Wings Up. 10-5 for the half. And even though it's only 5 rounds, it wasn't really just about how one-sided that first half performance actually was. Look where we stand now. IHC 1 round behind. And money is in shambles for Wings Up. No buy. No commitment. Round number 24. Looking like a throwaway. Looking like it's going to be IHC tying this game up. And potentially this whole series becoming in jeopardy for Wings Up. They could be about to go into Inferno at a map down on their map pick.
Such tenacity from IHC. Such resilience in a map where they've had multiple rounds where they made huge mistakes, where they've got to be asking questions to each other. They've got to be saying to themselves, we never would have made this mistake on a LAN. We never would have made this mistake in a big competition.
Yeah.
Why are we throwing away a potential to go to conference, the potential to get into Pro League? In essence, outside of the RMRs, a tournament like this is the best opportunity you get in this region to get into an S-tier tournament. Alongside Blast and the Showdown, where arguably, I mean, not arguably, you stand a hell of a lot better chance getting for a conference than you do a Showdown into a big tournament.
Of course.
And then you get to play a whole week of Pro League rather than a few games in the finals. This is so important for them. And for anyone who wasn't around earlier, the winner of NKT versus the winner of this game is guaranteed a spot at conference, at least in the qualifier for conference over in Europe. What an amazing opportunity that would be. And the consequences of this game alone are enormous because of that fact.
So much of the line, and maybe there's a case in points made about pressure playing a factor, because right now, Wings Up, I'm not convinced at all by what I'm seeing. It's not being pretty. Bingo stepping up only for one. Quick trade flying, looking for more, and he will find it. Cabal, the drop will change things, well, at least momentarily. 2 versus 2, but the bomb is dropped.
Big deal here if they have Molotovs. They could flush him out of this corner. Flying's going to move. Flying's going to move. Scores there to trade. Doesn't matter that the shot is missed. Bomb is retrieved. And they know they've shown colossal pressure on the B side of the map. They've shown both players. And they know LAN will be heading in that direction. So get out of dodge. Bomb's going over towards A. And what do you do if you land? I mean, a 1-on-2 is certainly winnable. But the AWP is of such value. Now to make a decision very soon about whether he goes for this one. And IHC, 1 kill away from taking the lead. Should be a strong afterplan once this gets put down. Scores a little bit wary. He knows the AWP is in play. Not taking any chances. And LAN, he's feeling the big flank. And Annihilation. I'm hoping for his sake he hears this coming.
One goes down. Annihilation. He's got a pretty good idea. He seems to know. He seems to have an inkling. And the holding, tapping away as well. And finding. Great round, great finish. IHC, for the first time since those opening 3 rounds, have taken a lead here. And somehow, some way, they are in control of a game that they, in my eyes, I never thought they would be. I never thought they'd find their way back into this one. Find their way back into being in a position of success and potentially taking away Wings Up map pick. What a crumble. I mean, you've just got to look at Wings Up and think what is going on in that camp, in that call as well. They have fallen apart here at the seams, bit by bit. Looking worse and worse. Flying looking for a peek. Spotted out information, given, and they can't find a kill. Score open things up. The A site looks like to be the finishing point once again.
My God, could Wings Up have used that ninja defuse? They needed that. That would have helped so much in these latter stages. These gun rounds have been catastrophic. It's been IHC playing the entries, Wings Up trying to, you know, whenever they're trying to take the control, they're losing numbers. Whenever they're playing passive, they're getting out-rotated, they're getting pushed around the map. IHC always going into the lesser defended bomb site. It's been a bit of a masterclass. And the question it draws me to ask is, was it just IHC coming in cold to this series? Do they not have the best preparation or warm-up? Because this second half, they don't even look like the same team. Completely different outfit from on the defense.
I agree. I really do. It's just a completely different Wings Up that we know and love. And I guess this kind of, in a sense, goes back to the conversations we were having about inconsistencies plaguing the side on a more grandiose sense. But obviously here as well, because my God, Wings Up started so strong. Their T side was was immaculate for the most part. 10-5 is a stellar performance. And they have found 2 rounds on CT. I mean, simply put, it's just not good enough. It simply isn't. Wings Up, they have struggled to find map control, not winning their duels. The reads that they have on IHC have been, well, not good enough by any part of the call. And I think for IHC, they've really dodged the bullet in terms of how this second half has panned out. Against a much more solid side, against a side who you'd expect to be a little bit more composed and calm in these situations, IHC would have been decimated towards the second half. And we would already be, starting our conversations about Inferno. But how things have changed, drastically changed now. 2 rounds ahead of Wings Up and 2 rounds away. I'm taking their map pick.
There's just so much work to do for Wings Up. IHC can buy every single round for the remainder of this match. Certainly if they get bomb plants, that'll be the case. And this has been the story the whole time. Annihilation, he's just so ready for any aggression. Of course, the flashbang partials him up a little bit, but he's already trained on the angle.
Yeah.
He knows the player's going to swing just after the flash. And he clicks away, makes it look easy. Another man advantage, another difficult position for Wings Up. Another scenario where they have to take a risk. They have to try and force something out. Techno's going to collect another. Scaling up onto B. Blitz trades 1-for-1. It's a messy fight in towards the lane. Then ultimately, he's actually going to drop the bomb. It seems bizarre to say, but this feels like the best chance for a while for Wings Up. And it's still a 1-on-2. Gas knows where the bomb is, but he has no idea on these IHC positioning. He knows a player was scaled up on B. He's so scared of a player coming in from behind. Techno is going to get faced, though. And Kabul isn't quite there for the trade. Post up, praying for the reswing. Up against Gas, and Kabul's going to assassinate. That is 15 rounds. They stumbled a tad there in the middle, but this is what we didn't see in the first half. The individuals are there. They seem so much calmer and so much more composed. They're not getting flustered at all on this T side.
Agreed. And Kabal as well, just to kind of zone in a little bit on him. He started so slow in towards this game. When IHC were on their CT side, he was really struggling. I mean, individually being picked off time and time again, really couldn't get his head in towards the game at all. And the way in which he stepped up in the second half is already one of the kind of the real factors that seems to be so damning over towards Wings Up. Flash will come through, a lot of util. But this is do or die. Wings Up, their map pick. OT is needed if they want to take it. IHC, what a way to claw back success. 2 rounds on CT is all that Wings Up have found. And in the most brutal, basic sense, not good enough. This could be their last hurrah on Ancient, and we go towards Inferno with a lovely boost up in terms of confidence for IHC.
Look, on the flip side, if your Wings Up, you had it handed to you on a platter. T side was easy.
Yeah.
You ran B rounds again and again and again. It just kept working. You flip onto the CD side, you got a colossal lead. You win pistol round. Wow. They're going to need a hell of a reset between these maps if they can't pull this back. There's free in defense here on B, but the weaponry is lacking. Lando still putting his to good use. Techno's head is against the wall. Bingo next to chime in on a bit of an off angle. Child King comes out of the cave to fight him with his bomb in the open. Players have to commit. Wow. Out of nowhere on the lesser investment, it actually pans out as the cleanest round of the half for Wings Up. That's pretty astonishing.
Love to see it. First time we've actually seen them probably since the kind of the earlier hiccups where they've actually looked remotely in control or remotely like they had an idea of what their end goal was in the round. Thankfully Wings Up are making this somewhat of a contest. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done. I know there's only 2 rounds left to play, but a lot of work to be done in terms of how they're setting themselves up on CT side, but it's better. They can kind of replicate a little bit of that. Who knows? Potentially this could be going to the capital letters, the OT. 15-13, only 2 rounds in it. And a bad start, either damage dealt on towards Blitz as he will fall.
First man advantage, at least clean one for a long time. And now Wings Up can sit back. We'll see how IHC deals with playing from a deficit. What's the next move? How do you generate an entry? How do you find some space? It's such a comfortable map just to sit back as Ancient. Never really feel pressured, even if you have to play retake on both the bomb sites. Molotov makes it a little tricky here for Child King. With the smoke down, I think it'll be just okay. Cabal's taking some space. It's a great headshot. He's lost a teammate in the meantime. But I guess they've generated a tiny bit of space. There's two, though, here in Donut. 1-2 punch, absolutely perfect. Flying on the right-hand side. Picks up where Lan leaves off. And we're going the full 30. Wow, you would have expected this at the start of the half.
No.
Nor would you have expected IHC to even have map points. But now on the fringes of overtime. And maybe there is redemption for Wings Up.
Gotta say as well, probably one of the first times in a long time within this region that you go the full 30 as well. I mean, especially in playoffs, it's looked like it's been pretty one-sided affairs throughout the way. So, hey, we're getting a competition, 14-15. And for Wings Up, they've somehow found a little bit of a redemption arc amongst themselves, a bit of form that could maybe still favor them. Making their way in towards mid, and Gas is holding. He's thankfully just going to fall off the angle. Doesn't get the information. Doesn't the jiggle. Takes a tag and drops a smoke. Wants nothing to do with it. Molotov will come through, but he'll avoid. That's information gained. They've lost mid control. They know that. As long as they hold up the sights, they'll be fine.
So much space seeded here in mid. Readjustment from Wings Up. Flying's nearby. Bingo. Buddied up. And actually going to re-clear behind this. Gas trying to take a fight. Molotov forces him wide. And Bingo peaks at the same time. It's happening. We look set for overtime. 3 left for IHC. They did so much work to recover this half. So much work to even get up to a match point. And now they're staring down the barrel of an overtime. I guess that's a result in and of itself. They dearly would have loved to close this out. Blitz taking some fights. We'll find another. It's getting very messy. But he is indeed traded. Cabal is the only man left. And with the bomb strewn out in the open, how on earth does he recover this? Orp is on the angle. Lan, surely he's money for this one. And indeed he is. We are going to have overtime. The first overtime here in playoffs on the A stream. This has gone so close. But can one of these teams close it out, or are we set to go even further into this ancient game?
Not often you can say that. Not often. Wings Up, I mean, I got to give them the credit for clawing that one back. I mean, mentally, the resilience must have been huge because they needed something special and they found it. We're going to go to a quick break. When we are back, overtime begins. See you in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Overtime underway. First time we have seen the big OT in towards playoffs. And Wings Up, their map pick. It looked all but lost, but it's somehow clawed their way back in. Will they give them the boost? I don't know. How are you feeling? Where are you leaning?
I have no idea anymore. For the colossal amount of that game, Wings Up, it felt unlosable. IHC shrinks so many rounds together on that T-side comeback. I don't know. Probably Wings Up. The thing that I struggle to see is the same level of capitulation on the CD side that we saw in regulation from IHC. Of course, that will come in the second chunk of this overtime. But in the here and now, after IHC played such a flawless T side, it would be shocking if they don't pick up rounds here. Nevertheless, they've not got off to the perfect start. Man advantage for Wings Up as they look to continue their train of pain towards the end of that regulation.
Techno taking contact. This could be ill-advised. So I say, you'll find one to fall away. One will come through, going in for seconds, maybe. That's his demise, and it will be. He will fall. And IHC left down to 2. Nice tackle towards Gas. But in the Molotov, he will fall. Leaves all down to Blitz. In a 1 versus 4 situation, and he can't quite make this one comfortable. But at the very least, get a bomb down. I just don't know. He's trying to set himself up for success. Maybe he should let the flash pop, but hey ho. None of does. The first round goes the way of Wings Up, 16-15. They're coming alive. They're starting to find form when I thought they were dead and buried already.
Oof. Maybe Wings Up are going to win this map at the end of the day. Well, made it so much harder for themselves than it needed to be. Here we go then. Second round of this overtime. IHC still fighting. I guess we have to remember the context that this is the map pick of Wings Up. Yep. But when IHC have invested so much into bringing this back, made it look so brilliant on the stages on the T side, the loser of this is going to be absolutely distraught. That's all I'm going to say, because they've both given so much and both at times have looked like, by a long shot, the better team on the server.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster so far.
Pretty brutal. Nate's coming through. Not going to find too much just yet. Both sides wielding the AWP. It's Annihilation, who was the consistent king of the T side, but he's slightly cooled off a little bit. Of course, 21-18 is still nothing to kind of turn your nose up at, but not exactly being as dominant as he once was. Spraying through the smoke, and Blitz will open things up, flying. Didn't do anything wrong. Just caught in the smoke, and what can you do? They've taken Jaguar control and looking like they want a cave push.
Annihilation.
Great shot.
Posted up. Good kill. Good kill. There are still 2 in defense here for Wings Up, but there's so many adversaries. Trade is there. Blitz is taken low. But surely there's too many numbers here to deal with. There's so much cash in reserve that there's no real reason for Gas not to try. Not to even attempt such a highlight play. It would be amazing. First is found. But that's the game given up. Look at Kabul. He's already thinking about the flank. I think he's just to stay with his teammates and allow any risk. Won't come to fruition though. 16 apiece. And IHC finally find the T round that eluded them towards the end of regulation.
You know, they give IHC put up a 17th there on that T side. That's the advantage they need. As we've seen, kind of funnily enough, the story of these two sides is the T side is stronger and the CT is weaker. For IHC, in a way, it kind of feels like a necessity to find a 17 here. Both sides putting up 10 rounds on the T side. You're thinking, okay, it's more of a case of who has the slightly stronger CT might be the winner of the map overall. Nate's coming through, Child King taking aggression. A lot of presence shown here already. Early doors over towards B, and Bingo caught, but could be caught off guard. Thankfully, just a jiggle peek, drop of smoke, slowing down the tempo momentarily.
Tricky stuff. It's such pressure at this point. How do you deal with this situation? IHC, well, you've got to look to them and say they're more experienced. They've been in this position many a time in massive pressure games. And of course, both these teams are so close to that conference spot now. Bingo, enormous 2K, colossal flash from Child King to allow that opportunity. Bomb is going to get planted, but these guys are completely enveloped. How on earth do you recover and find good afterplants when Wings Up are just absolutely everywhere around you?
It's just surely, this post plant is looking weak already unless Kabak can step up for a double. It's only good for one. Blitz, the Molotov will force him out and can potentially force him into an engagement, which he didn't want to find. It's all down to Annihilation, the AWP. Obviously, the AK spamming through as well. He's being ticked, but he can't deny the defuse. Just enough time and Wings Up win out the first half of OT, and on CT as well. That makes it all the more impressive. Both of these two sides, as I alluded to earlier, they're stronger T sides. So whoever had the slightly better CT in OT got 2 out of 3. What wow, but potentially themselves up for success. And hey, this is what we could be seeing now. Right, see, they opt onto what was normally the case to the strongest out of CT, but it doesn't feel the case. Maybe they're looking a bit slated.
First round here will set a lot of the tone. A lot of the tone. If IHC win it, pick it up. 17 apiece, they're on the stronger side. You wouldn't bet against them to at least push it to another overtime. Whereas looking on the other side of the coin, Wings Up collect it. 2 map points. When they've already defended more than that out of the IHC side, they'll be brimming with confidence. Here we go then, as we creep our way into round number 34. IHC was so close to winning their opponent's map pick, let it slip to overtime, and now they've got a bit of work to do to even this up and potentially win the map before we go into further OTs.
Yeah, that's it. This first round. What sort of tone will it be set? Lion holding with the AWP. Great opener as well. Blitz or fall. That's an overextension. Peek and dry, making so much noise. That's a freebie for Lan. He's never had an easier kill. Hold, wait, find and click. So simple, so effective, right? See, I think they're feeling a lot of pressure now.
Pace is dropped. IHC. This is not a regulation round. You have no interest in playing for a save. They need to stick around and fight. Oh, perfect spam. Perfect spam in the moment where they needed a hint of luck. Just to haul it back into a doable scenario. They find it. 4 and 4 now. Kabul's up close. Smoke will isolate him out for the moment as Flying is a madman punished for his overzealous aggression. Score next up to the plate. 2 kills from Cave. Make it a third. Hero of the team. And indeed, it's going to be 17 apiece in a round where Wings have had the advantage. Wow. IHC refused to die here on Ancient.
My God, this game. So even. I mean, in my eyes, impossible to call as well. IHC have at least given themselves a lifeline. Of course, they need a flawless second half if they want to, take this win OT number 1. It's basically you can find the 2 of the next. So, of course, we go into OT number 2. For now, though, either way, that's 17 apiece. A bit of a wake-up call for Wings Up, especially if they're finding the opening kill as well. You're thinking surely the round will just tick over in their favor. And look at this from IHC. What aggression they found. Great map control.
Wings Up seem very content here. Just sit back and wait. They'll save their utility for a later take of map control. Smoke comes over here on the ledge. Prevents any players peeking out and spotting in towards that mid-L bend. Here comes the mid-smokes. As Wings Up seek out a little bit of control. Blitz is going to give it up. He doesn't want to stay in the open. And wow, tremendous pressure. What is the next move? IHC. They look terrible on the CD side in regulation, but this is a different kettle of fish. Techno was dancing with the devil there with the jump spot. And here comes the A hit. 2 on the site, 1 nearby. That's going to be Blitz as these players start to collapse out of donuts. Kabul caught in 2 minds. Where does he look? Left or right? Peek from the left-hand side. Fortunate, I think, to get 1 before getting traded. Annihilation is on location, and they're out of nades. They're out of nades, and Blitz comes through that CT smoke. How do you get the bomb plant down? It's so difficult now. Score is ready to pause as soon as he hears a tap. Gas trying to spam but can't connect. Gives away his presence with the tracers. And it's just Child King. And IHC have battled back and claimed themselves another opportunity to close this one out. The big difference being is this time it's on the CD side. And we're looking at Wings Up to make the next move.
Yeah. My God, another great round. And for IHC, I sort of thought it was with the 2 remaining on the A site, you're thinking, okay, if they can get 1, that's good enough. And the fact that actually the elevator player does even get 1 is commendable in its own regard. You got players collapsing from both donut and main. You're thinking, you know, you turn your head for half a second and you're dead. He doesn't. Holds down the fort, Blitz as well, pushing in front of the smoke. That'll be his demise. Gives Wings Up a freebie. Tries to go aggressive. Tries to get map control. And punished.
Great chance for Wings Up. Oh, we've seen them already give away deficits in this overtime. Tension is palpable. One wrong move will be it. One wrong move, they'll lose their map pick. And they'll be in tremendous trouble going further in this series. Bit of mid control. Bomb is out there as well. They've got options. The Child King is selling presence on towards B. It's gonna be the A bomb site. Annihilation given a chance, and he can't connect. 5 on 3. Bomb set to be planted. Every after plant desirable can be found. And this looks absolutely nailed on for double OT, unless IHC can pull out something unbelievable in this retake.
Annihilation as well, the consistent king. The guy we praised so much, he had to step up for 1 there. The fact that he doesn't may have sealed their fate. Gus, 1, 2, and that's done. Double OT on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see a world in which Techno finds a 1 versus 5. He's just good for 2. That's all he can do. 18 apiece. We go to double OT, and the magic number we're looking for is 22 now. As the sides flip in a different starting position. Right, see another opportunity to close out their opponent's map pick. They had it in regulation and failed on 3 occasions, and once again then couldn't quite see it off. I mean, how many more chances do they want?
IHC. Wow. Almost crazy as well that IHC's held every match point so far as well and just can't convert. Bit of downtime here as we wait for the players to ready up. Unsurprisingly, given how long this map has gone already, you can't blame them for taking a quick toilet break or something of the sorts. Bit of rest for us as well as we regroup and get ready to go again. This map has come alive. So much of that regulation was a scenario where you could point your finger at a team and say, you're making mistakes. You're making mistakes. You're making it easy for the opponents. This overtime, suddenly we've seen what we've been waiting for. Both teams at the peak level. Every small error getting punished immediately. Everybody trying to make moves and get aggressive. This is starting to become an incredible game of Ancient.
Definitely one of the best games we've seen so far in terms of the playoffs. I mean, at times they've been slightly, you know, landsliding, bit one-sided. Of course, our game yesterday, Limvision, NKT, never a chance which NKT even were in the conversation. These two, I can't even call. I wouldn't even want to make a prediction about which way this one's going to go. I mean, IHC are my favorites coming in towards the series. Wings Up, they've had their moments of brilliance. And on their map pick, if they take it, hey, it could have some serious long-term implications. We wait as we are ready to start things into our OT number 2. Of course, as we mentioned, big number we're looking for now, 22. As IHC starts on the CT side, Wings Up on the T side to try and set that tempo. And I think for IHC, they've had so many opportunities to close out this map, both in regulation and, of course, OT number 1. How many more do they want?
Double AWP. It's the first time I'm pretty sure we've seen this throughout this entire hour, 20-minute game. IHC have decided a bit of adjustment could be handy. That second AWP towards A, that's on Kabul. Playing that close-up angle. Trying to stop anybody getting in close. Prevent anybody proceeding near the bomb site. And looking at the bomb here for Wings Up. That's indeed where they're heading. Maybe they get caught off guard with this AWP again. They haven't shown this in this entire game so far, and we're a long way into it. One misstep, and Kabul's going to capitalize.
Slow, waiting, holding, and not finding. Kabul, you've got to hit those on a plate for you. And Gas will delete him. He was someone we highlighted a lot coming in towards this series. We saw him at Melbourne. We saw what he could do. And Chow King was the other as he steps up for a double. Wings Up. This is a fantastic hold. What a read as well. Molotov won't tick onto Techno. But of course, that forces him back, and it's looking like a safe call.
Where on earth was this Wings Up for the rest of this playoffs? Where were they in the regular season? This is everything we hoped for with a matchup like this. We've said in a lot of these series that it's heavyweights going up against each other, but actually the games haven't delivered. They've been one-sided. They've been quick. They've been easy for one side, just cruising to victory. And this has been a completely different story. Wings Up finally starting to show shades of Melbourne. Memories of that one. And they've streaked ahead. 19 in their hands now. Oh, IHC. Maybe the pressure is starting to mount. Maybe they're starting to feel it.
Yeah, this is really not looking good. I'm feeling uncomfortable for them. For IHC, it's not the same side. That what we saw dominate their T side in regulation for 10 rounds. We're thinking, okay, surely they'll see it off. It kind of goes back to what I was saying. They've had so many opportunities to see out this map, and the failure to do so really could affect them mentally as well heading into their map pick. Especially if they lose this now. They don't come through. Actually not popped. Score. Just going to play a little bit more passive. As Techno shows a bit of presence. A couple of spams coming through. And in comes that utility. There's only one player actually over towards the B side. Annihilation, but he'll step up for the first.
Flash over the top. Land peaks. Doesn't connect. Shots exchanged, but no frags found. And Score again tucks himself into the corner. They love these double Jaguar setups. He needs his teammates. He needs Techno. And that's what can go wrong. Flying finds the frag. And there's no chance of a trade. Man advantage slips away. Players come off the catwalk. Blitz. It's a tricky fight. Finds one for being dropped himself. Trades galore, and now Kabul is called upon. Playing in towards the donut. They line up for him. The damage is colossal, but the frags are far from. Look at this. 43 HP total for this T side. Oh my lord. If they even get tapped, they're dead.
Oh, Annihilation. It's got a good idea, but even still, this retake's so difficult. Yes, the HP is low, but look how passive they're playing this post plot. They're giving him not even an inch. Land pixel peeking. The spot at one. Annihilation will find a good shot. Tap and actually a stick. Holding. Time is ticking. And Techno clutches it. Fine margins. Flying finds the kill, but the defuse still comes through. All tied square, and we go again. These two sides, inseparable. Wings Up. The HP was low, but they just needed to get him off the bomb. And they didn't even think that he would stick it. The age-old moniker, pros don't fake, and Techno embodies it. IHC. 19 apiece, and Wings Up, they will be kicking themselves. They let that slip. What a game we've got on our hands, and it just doesn't want to end.
Seen so many rounds of a similar vein. IHC decided to up the ante. Be aggression. Ram side push. Techno and Score making their presence felt. Can't find the frag though. Taylor comes through the smoke. Child King's up towards the ledge. And actually, smoke has been enough to dissuade them from hitting A. Trade comes in as Child King slips through the nets momentarily. 4 on 4. There is nothing between these teams at the moment. And this is becoming one hell of an ancient game. IHC, what's your next move? You're out of nades. Need to start thinking about how you're going to play this late round.
Oh. Mid control, taking my Wings Up. As it looks like potentially they're going to wrap in towards Donut. Maybe this could be a Leviathan. Annihilation's posted up. Hand's waiting for the stake. And just as he drops, Gas will get plucked off. Has all of the angles to work with. Spot on crossing. Re-peeking in. Allow delete him. Great hold from him. There's a flash will catch Cabal, but only momentarily. But he still can't step up for the fight as Bingo will delete. Numbers are dwindling, and this is looking like it's going to be a Wings Up 20th put on the board unless Techno 4K can find a 4K in this round. He's already got one. A 3 needed to deliver. Pushes the smoke, finds a dink, but he can't find a kill or the round at the halfway mark. In OT number 2, advantage, Wings Up.
Big advantage. 2 T rounds. Of course, in overtime, they're going to have 3 full investments on their CT side. IHC could not put a foot wrong. Even to make a triple overtime is going to require some heroics. Here we go then. Here we go. Live with the second half of the second overtime. Wings up. 2 required on the defense. Any team would take this. Any team would take this opportunity just to close it out. So advantage to the CT side. And with how some of these players have warmed up, Gas and Child King, we know them as the star of this team. I think Child King's played a sensational game so far. Gas, for my money, has been brilliant as well. Maybe weren't there for the whole game, but now they're here. And IHC are having to pull every card out of the deck to go toe-to-toe with them.
That's it. Tempo slowed a little bit down here, but IHC is looking for a pick. They've been nervous at times and a little bit touchy. And overextensions have cost them. But Techno will find the first, and Child King will be dinked down to 29. That's a great start for them to potentially hunt to tie this game up once again. Man advantage and trades benefit the T side now. As Lano looking to mid to try and level the playing field.
Lan taking matters into his own hand, wants to clear mid. Does connect. Does connect. Numbers evened up. Sliver of info given over to IHC. They know 2 players are in towards mid and they're going to spring up on it. Molly also is going in towards Ninja. That's going to make players very uncomfortable. Forced into the open. And they pounce. They capitalize. Wow. What a take. What a take from IHC when they needed it most. It's going to be 20 apiece. And my God, does that set the tone for the remainder of this second overtime. 20 for each of these teams. I can't believe we're here after Wings Up looked nailed on to win this after that first half. Yeah. What tenacity to even get this far.
I mean, the yo-yo effect we're seeing in play as well in terms of the favourites take this map has been, so many times now. We see, IHC, map point in towards regulation, right? We're thinking, surely it's done. They've got 3 attempts to do it, failing to do so. In towards OT, same again, map point, and again, they just couldn't seem to close it out. And Wings Up turned it around in towards that first half, but they still continue to cling on. IHC, they are not letting this map, their opponent's map pick, go down without, at the very least, a very solid fight. Smoke will come through. That'll block off Annihilation. As Lanu is significantly impressed me in towards OT. Post up in towards back platform. Temple. Back spotted. Pop shot. Seconds out of asking will deliver. And he falls back to a slightly safer position, looking for more. On the cross, can't quite deliver.
Desperately need some nades, don't they, to cover off Temple.
Yeah.
Better late than never. But they've already paid the price with 1 man. For that one, flying, finds an angle in towards Donut. And these smokes are going to fade before this bomb can get planted. It now becomes almost impossible. Child King needs to make his way onto A to help his teammates. But again, as that utility starts to dwindle, there's too many open positions on this A bomb site and score. 4 required. He might have the bomb, but he doesn't have a whole lot else. They're spamming the smoke. They know he's here. Wings Up are going to claim another opportunity to end this map. On the CT side, 21 in their hands where 22 is required. Here we go. Can Wings Up win their map pick finally? Almost an hour, I'd say, after it looked locked on.
It's a good attempt. It's a good position to be in. IHC, if this falls here as well, they'll kick themselves for more reasons than one, but most importantly, the fact that they had so many opportunities to see out Ancient in their favor and just couldn't quite close it off. And IHC, are they just rushing? No shot. They're just rushing A. They're just going to fly out towards the site, flying. The 1 man here looking to try and lock down the 40. He'll find one. Falling away as well. Not yet Traders. He tries to post up back turn and still somehow alive. Flying. And he'll find another. Wings Up, this is the best opportunity we've seen from them.
Land finds another. 2 left. This is over. This is over. How on earth to blitz and Techno find a chance in this situation? GG. There it is. An hour-and-a-half marathon. The first overtime here in the playoffs of Challenger League Asia. And an unbelievable display on Ancient. It wasn't easy to win their map pick, but they've got it done in the end. Wings Up are one map away from a face-off against NKT, and from there, a slot of conference.
My God, what a game. What a game as well. I mean, credit to Wings Up as well. Started so well and then crumbled on towards their CT side. I thought it was done there. It was 15-12.